Today I'd like to talk to you again about your sodium intake. Now, we've talked about this before and what the FDA guidelines are about what an adult sodium intake should be per day. But I read a disturbing study just this morning about the amount of salt that our children and teenagers are consuming on a daily basis, and it is out of control. And the reason for that is processed and packaged foods and fast foods. And I know they're convenient. I was guilty of doing this as my daughter was growing up, but I really urge you to think about what your kids are eating. And the reason that there's so much sodium in processed, packaged, and fast foods is sodium is a natural preservative. So those TV dinners and bagel bites and pizza rolls and all those things that our kids love, they're frozen. And in those frozen foods is lots of sodium because of it being a natural preservative. And then also those chicken nuggets and those fish fillets and those so-called hamburger patties that go to McDonald's and Taco Bell and all of your favorite fast food restaurants, those come to those places frozen. So they've got tons of sodium in them. So I want you this weekend, number one, I want you to look and see what kinds of salt shakers do you have at your house. These are the ones that I have in my pantry, and I only use these when I cook. I don't add extra salt to anything after I've cooked because the amount of sodium that we are supposed to have per day for adults is 1,500 milligrams. That's about the size of a dime. For our children and teenagers, it's a teaspoon. This is a teaspoon. It's not very big. It's maybe the size of a quarter. And it's not about this salt. It's about the salt that's already in the food. So it's not about adding extra salt. So this weekend, I want you to look through your refrigerator, your freezer, and your pantry. And I want you to look at the nutrition label. How many times have we talked about nutrition labels? Look at the sodium content on some of your packaged and your frozen goods and see what the sodium content is. You will be surprised. Now, I don't want to leave you today without telling you about my new book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry Through Menopause. We talked about this last week with Nicole. It will be available on Amazon on November the 10th, which is Thursday of next week. If you would like to pre-order your very own copy and have it as soon as it is for sale on Amazon, then you can go to my website, fitnessnutritionconsulting.com, and click on the book pre-sale tab. Fill out the form, it will send me an email, and I will pre-order your book for you. This book is a lighthearted look at all of the symptoms that women experience as we go through menopause and some of the natural things that you can do to combat those symptoms. And red wine is one of them. And look at the cover. There's red wine on the cover. Who wouldn't want to read this book? So look at my website, fill out the form, and while you're there, be sure that you also look at my blog. There's all sorts of interesting information to keep you and your family healthy throughout the coming holiday season. Think about party eating strategies. There's a blog on there about that. So I hope you'll visit my website, and I hope that you'll pick up a copy of my new book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry Through Menopause.